after 16 long years of tireless pursuit, sleepless nights, and for our agencies, relentless diplomacy across continents, India has finally nailed the man who played one of the darkest roles in the November 2008 terror attacks on Mumbai. Tahawwur Rana, the shadowy facilitator, the quiet planner, the man who wore a businessman's suit while handing over India's maps to Pakistan's terror syndicate, has been extradited to India. And viewers, this is not just another extradition. This is India showing the world that we do not forgive, we do not forget. We get them no matter how far they run. And this is a masterclass in diplomacy under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And Times Now, viewers, is keeping you ahead on this biggest story of the day. In just a few hours from now, Tahawwur Rana is going to land in the national capital. And ahead of that, we have some breaking news as well coming in right now. Tahawwur Rana has not renewed his Pakistani documents in last 2 decades. His Canadian nationality is very clear. That's a statement coming in from Pakistan's Foreign Office spokesperson. That's the big news that we are getting for you. So Pakistan is now trying to distance itself from Tahawwur Rana, as Tahawwur Rana is on the way, is in a special aircraft being brought to India, being extradited to India from the United States of America. Pakistan, it seems, is quite rattled. In fact, a reaction has now come in from Pakistan's Foreign Office spokesperson. Pradeep Datta is now joining us live for more on this. Pradeep, as we are moving closer to getting more details about the role of Pakistan and all the people from Pakistan who were involved, who were behind the deadly Mumbai terror attacks of 2008, just before Tahawwur Rana lands in Delhi, what do you make of this statement by Pakistan's Foreign Office suggesting that since last 2 decades, Tahawwur Rana has not even renewed his Pakistani documents, perhaps trying to say we have got nothing to do with him?
Hina, no rocket science is required, in fact, to decode the statement by the Foreign Office spokesperson from Pakistan. Pakistan, deceit, deception, denial continues to remain DNA of Pakistan, and that's one of the reasons that in the past also, when India had given them dossier after dossier, that time also they kept on denying Pakistan's role in 26/11. And this time now they're trying to say that this man has not renewed his document for the last 2 decades. They're trying to simply distance themselves from him, saying that he's a Canadian citizen. But the question arises, who is Hafiz Saeed? The question arises, who is Major Iqbal? Someone who was in touch with him. He was an ISI handler. Who was the one who was providing him money? Who was the one who asked him to send David Coleman Hadley to Mumbai? So they should ask Pakistan the question that who is Al-Qama? So, who is Zakir Rahman Lakhvi? So, Zakir Rahman Lakhvi is the same person who was arrested and he has fathered a child in a jail. So, Pakistan had been doing all these things because Pakistan knows that this time they are going to get completely exposed. All these years they had been trying to befool world community by saying that they have nothing to do with the 26/11 attack. But now when their biggest ever asset will be in Indian custody, definitely he's going to spill bean and he's going to name many more people who are said to be part of this conspiracy. Finally, that led to one of the dastardly, brutal attack in 166 lives were lost and about 300 were about critically injured. So that's one of the reasons that Pakistan is completely rattled. They are coming out with such a statement. They are knowing that the world community in longer run is going to tighten noose against them once again. They will be shackled by the FATF, Financial Action Task Force, because somehow they had come out of the grey list after the long persuasion that continued for years together. Because once again there can be financial problem for Pakistan, that maybe the world community will try to tighten noose against them. So that's one of the reasons they had come out with this statement. But now it's a matter of only just pure, any time the special plane is going to land, touchdown here in Delhi, it will be on any of the terminals where the plane will be landing, and finally he will be taken to NIA custody and he will be arrested. You must have noticed one thing, Hina, that all these years we have seen that whatever the tricks of trade that they had in their terror book, they tried to do so to prevent Tahawwur Rana from falling into the net of Indian agencies, because they made him to play the victim card. They made him to plea for that he is suffering from Parkinson's disease, so he will not be living alive, so he should not be sent to India, being a Muslim, being a Pakistani, he'll be tortured there. But nothing seemed to have worked because world community could see through Pakistan lies and the lies that this man was churning out through his advocates. So what they rejected all the lies and finally handed over this man to India. You rightly said, India is neither going to forgive any kind of terror-related incident, nor they're going to forget this thing. And this zero-tolerance policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi seems to be working, and the space for all the terror
elements. Clearly, this has got the
neighboring
neighboring nation quite rattled as well.